To the jungle, this is where Dharma Sangha had been for the 10 months in a tree, and this was taken, I think, probably about 8 months into his meditation. When I got to the jungle, I was able to meet him because I'd gone to Kathmandu and I'd met a man who was a disciple of his. So I got there, I didn't know anybody, and I got online and I found somebody who had been to see him. So his name was Dawa. So I called this man up. He came and met me and my girlfriend Millie, and we drove back to his house. And he said in about 2 weeks, we'll go see him. Well, that night, his daughter died. And it was for a few minutes. She stopped breathing, her heart stopped, and she went blue and cold. So they ran her to the hospital, and they came back at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he came in and he woke us up and he said, pack your stuff, we're leaving tonight to go receive blessings from him. So the doctor said that she had a hole in her heart. So they were going to do an operation later. So we arrived in the jungle at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he came out from his tree and he came into a little room. This is the moment I met him for the first time. So in the car ride, I told her how I dreamt of him. I just longed to be with him for the last almost 6 years. And I told her I was going to give him a hug. when I saw him. She said, you won't be able to touch him. And she was right. When I walked into the room, I had every intention of touching him. I wanted to feel him, to see if it was real, this person I dreamed about for so long. And this moment when I bowed down, I held his gaze for about 10 seconds, and it was the first time in my life I looked into somebody's eyes and there was nothing. I had met a lot of beautiful teachers in my life, but this was something extraordinary. I try to describe to my family that it was like looking through two keyholes into an ocean, but not even a drop vibrated on that ocean. It was complete stillness. And I shook, I started to cry, and I turned around to walk out of the room, and a monk in there called Khenpo Son Gyerme said, do you have a question? And I was very philosophical. I'd studied different traditions, and I sat down. I said, I thought I had a million questions, like how big is the universe? One of these kind of silly questions. And the only thing that came to my mind was, I asked him if he could bless my mother. And he said yes. And then I turned around and walked away. So I spent the next 4 weeks in the jungles with him, observing him. Those 4 weeks came from a very Tibetan Buddhist kind of lineage between a disciple and a guru, because I decided I was thinking he might have been my heart guru. So I thought I'm going to stay with him, analyze him, study him, and see what he was about. And one day there was a picture of him posted on a tree somebody had put, and I'd walked by it, and a voice in my head said it's time. And I knew exactly what it meant, that I was going to ask to become ordained under him. And prior to this, for the last 3 years, I had gone to different schools, different lineages, and I kept telling these monasteries or ashrams, I'm going to be a monk. And then on the last day, I spent 6 weeks with each one of these schools. And when the moment came, I said, I'm leaving. And I would leave. And my parents thought I was lazy. My family thought I just didn't want to work. But it really I started to become depressed, because I thought I'm never going to find this person who I long to be with. So when I got to the jungle and I saw this picture, I knew. So I asked the monk, I said, I want to become ordained, but not in the Vajrayana school, but under him.
Dharma miên Deori, em boy 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 Dharma miên Deori, em boy